Welcome to part 2 of Saint Riot Does Bloodborne real quick. For those of you who don't know how to make a PvP build, maybe you've never made one before, maybe you just need a little help, maybe you're just bored and you want to watch Saint Riot talk a lot while he plays through Bloodborne. You've come to the right place. Previously on Bloodborne, we killed Vicar Amelia and my game crashed. Welcome back. Now that we've killed Vicar Amelia, we've gotten the password to enter the Forbidden Woods. Since we've got the password to enter the Forbidden Woods, we can do that. We could also go talk to some people, and we can tell those people, hey, you should go hang out at the Uden Chapel. That's what you should do. So, I was curious, we were talking, when the game crashed, we were talking about, Ariana's blood. It's forbidden blood, or it's very much like something that was forbidden. Of course, the thing that was forbidden was Cainhurst, the Cainhurst blood, the Cainhurst nobles' blood. It was so forbidden that they genocided the entire goddamn place, and then they locked their queen up and locked her head in a mask. Pretty brutal stuff there. We know that because she's wearing the dress that we find in Cainhurst, and she's got those Cainhurst shoes on or whatever. I think the implication is that she is a descendant of the Cainhurst people, not that she herself is from Cainhurst. But one of the things that's interesting about Bloodborne lore is we have no idea when anything happens. They recorded like three different voice lines for the door guard in the Forbidden Woods. In one take, he says it's been 10 years since the Forbidden Woods has been locked away. In one take, he says it's been 100 years since the Forbidden Woods was locked away. And in one take, he says it's been 1,000 years since the Forbidden Woods was locked away. And yet, Master Willem is very much alive. They didn't end up using any of those dialogue lines at all, so who the hell knows? It's very hard to put, like, a timeline to Bloodborne. When any of this shit is happening, who knows? Huh. At some point, we can come back here and we can talk to her and we can give her her sister's ribbon that we found in the belly of a pig. But that time is not now. We can, however, come over here and tell this old woman that it's time to go to Uden Chapel.
But if you're up to what you did, and you couldn't tell me you're not. Well, what do you know? An outsider worth a lick of salt. Well, don't just stand there. Don't you have work to do? Go slit some throats. Get this mess done with.
Ba-dum-ba-dum. Is the beginning of the DLC considered to be before or after the events of the main game? All of that is... The DLC is actually like the closest thing to a timeline that we get. And you're looking at it backwards. So, you have... The DLC starts, and the hunters have gone crazy, and they're just killing fucking everything all the time. And we follow a very literal river of blood back to its source. The source of the river of blood is Ludwig. Ludwig, who of course turned an army of villagers and citizens into a makeshift army to kill each other, basically. And then from there, we go even further back, we go even further back to the foundation of the Healing Church, and it's a nightmare factory where they did terrible, terrible experiments to people. And then we go even further back into the fishing hamlet, which was, again, essentially a Bergenworth perpetrated genocide against an entire fishing village that had the bad luck of either catching or having an old one wash up on their shore. So, like, the DLC takes place, like, you're going backwards as it's happening. Also, talking to him, now that we've brought him some people, gives us the Triumph emote, which is another great emote. This is a very quick, very good emote. We've also got the old woman here now. Look at all of our villagers, chat. Look at all of our friends that we've made. The real Bloodborne was the friends we made along the way. We've also got this bloodshot hunter's eyeball, the eye of a blood-drunk hunter. Its pupil is collapsed and turned into mush, indicating the onset of the scourge of the beast. And since we have that...
Curse their fiends, their children too. And their children forever true.
Who speaks that dialogue? Is that Koss? That's not Koss. Koss and the orphan probably don't speak like the human tongue. That is a prayer that you're hearing from a baneful chanter. Probably someone from the fishing village, from the fishing hamlet. The eye of a blood-drunk hunter makes the amygdala, rather than just kill us, it transports us here. The amygdala doesn't really kill us. It's kind of like a shark attack. Like, it grabs you, but like it doesn't mean to kill you. It's just kind of like curious about what the hell you are. If you have a blood-drunk hunter's eye, the amygdala instead transports you into this hunter's nightmare. The blood-drunk hunter's eye is a physical, what's the word I'm looking for here? Symptom. It's a physical symptom of someone who has been taken by the blood. Someone who has lost their entire goddamn mind. So, everybody talks about how, like, the amygdala is the part of your brain that's responsible for, like, the fight or flight response, which is fine and true and probably intended. But amygdala also just means almond-shaped. That was way too early. That one wasn't. Amygdala also just means almond-shaped. And back in the day, your tonsils, your tonsils were considered amygdala. And your tonsils' job is to basically weed out things that don't belong in your body. Patches in the Forbidden Woods gives us a tonsil stone that allows us to interact with amygdala. The tonsil stone is essentially like a kidney stone, but in your tonsils. It's a calcium buildup that you get in your tonsils, and it very much resembles the amygdala's head. And that's not like an accident. The amygdala are essentially. I heard. I think it was Richie or Redgrave describe the amygdala as cosmic janitors, and that's like that's it. Like, that's the best way of putting it. They essentially act as they essentially act as like police for the orphan and the curse of Kos. Would you come on? If you're blood drunk, if you're guilty, oh my god, they grab your ass and they throw you in Hunter Jail. And Hunter Jail is the nightmare. Do you think the Sekiro content patch will interfere with Bloodborne streams? No. No. Not at all. We're gonna play Sekiro on like November 1st to like November 11th, assuming we get a PS5. Yeah, that safe hunter guy is an absolute dickhead. So, we're still pretty low level. You don't have to fight these dudes if you don't want to. Or you could be higher level than I am right now. Whatever. Doesn't matter. Just do what you're comfortable with. But we can run through here and we can grab some of these DLC weapons. And they all work very well for our they all work very well for our quality build. Well, rip. That was just bad luck to get hit by one of those beasts. But we got the shortcut, so we can just run. Tell the chat why they are like they are compared to the newer models. What do you mean, Skitter? I mean, you can go to the left or right. It doesn't matter. Just don't get hit by the fucking ball. That's, you know what I mean? Like, it's not hard. Just don't get hit by the ball, forehead. But the thing about not getting hit by the ball is, like, don't get clipped by a beast. Because then you get hit by, you know what I mean? Like... Alright, so, this guy has our blood echoes. And, we actually have quite a few blood echoes, so it makes sense not to want to lose them. This dude is the, don't dodge backwards. Just don't dodge backwards, Chad. At a certain point, he buffs his axe with a, with like a weird bell buff. It's fucking awesome, but it turns this dude into an absolute asshole to fight. And let's be honest, he's not great. He's not great anyway. If we keep him from buffing, that's great. Ow. Oh, shit. Like, he has all these giant fuck you attacks that, like, while they don't one-shot you, they do just insane damage. But more annoying is all these stupid fast attacks he has. He recovers before you do from everything, and he does all these stupid fast attacks. This dude sucks. God, just fucking die. Really, really, really cool enemy. And honestly, he's not that bad if you fight him when you're supposed to. We're really low level for this area. And again, if you're watching this and you're like trying to make a character or whatever, and you're using this as a guide, you don't have to fight any of this shit, he said after he'd already got done fighting it, and you probably are sitting at a lamp right now, dead, because you were also trying to fight it. Like, but you don't have to. You can just run past all this shit and just run and pick up the weapon you want to pick up. I'm just fighting this shit because I like it, and I have terrible ADD. And, like, my brain is like, ooh, a monster, better hit it. Ooh, a monster, better hit it. Ooh, a monster, better hit it. What's interesting about those dudes, you guys, people are talking about them lore-wise. They're wearing the Executioner's, they're wearing the Executioner's, armor, like Logarius and Alfred. But they're also wearing the Yarhargul helmet, which would seem to indicate that Yarhargul learned it from you, Dad. Why are you kidnapping people? I learned it from you, Dad. I learned it from you. Even at low level, these dudes are not a big deal. These guys are kind of pushovers at low level. Boomhammer Daddy, on the other hand, means business. Oh. Damn it. Same trap as before, except this time he's dead. And he's just strapped with a bomb. But that's hilarious. And we love it. This guy up here is an absolute pain in the ass. Absolute pain in the ass at low level. I do not recommend fighting him at low level. There's no reason to do it. Like, killing him will get you, a hunter badge for like explosives and stuff, and that's great and all, but like we really don't need it, not right this second. Like, it's not gonna do anything for us, so like just don't mess with it. We're this close to the shortcut, so let's go ahead and get it. Try to anyway. These rifle dudes are no joke. I've never really figured out Ludwig L2 versus R2, when to use one versus the other. L2 is faster than the R2. The R2 can do some insane big charge damage. If you sneak up behind somebody, use that. The L2 is good for, like, I've already got you staggered, I'm gonna keep staggering you. This, like, when you're fighting the Watchers, they can do nothing to get out of that. It has more hyper armor than the Watchers can interrupt with their fast attack, and it does enough stagger damage to the Watchers that it constantly staggers them over and over and over. You can just chain it together. The R2 is more of a, I snuck up behind you and I'm gonna absolutely delete you in one hit kind of attack. The L2 is more of a, I'm gonna use this to keep you staggered forever. Like so. I hope that helped. Now that we've got the shortcut, if we can survive and not get spit on to death. Ugh! So annoying. Oh, baby. Free chunks, chat. It's Bloodstone chunk time. And again, there's no reason for you to fight this guy right now. So don't. Just don't. Just get in here and get your free Bloodstone chunks, chat. Free shards. Free chunks. It never ends. It's forever. It's on sale. Oh, it's worth it. It's worth it. We just keep winning. We just keep winning, chat. You're probably asking yourself, who is this asshole? Why does he have a machine gun? And if you read the lore, you learn that Djura had a third partner. Not just try-hard saw spear guy. No, he had a third guy. And who is that third guy? It's that guy. That's the third guy. But one of the amygdala got him, and they threw his ass in the nightmare. But even in the nightmare, he still protects the beasts. He still protects the blood-starved beast. Even in the nightmare. But it's not enough. It's not enough, chat. Just because you stop being a dickhead after you know what I mean? After you do a genocide, that doesn't mean you're forgiven for your genocide. You still did a genocide. And there's no amount of personal growth. You can't do better. Do clap hand emoji better. Clap hand emoji. After a genocide, it just doesn't work. You're done. You're out. All right, kiddo. Sorry. You got to spend the rest of your life in nightmare hell. It's just the rules. Alright, this part sucks. I'm not a good speedrunner. I'm not a good challenge runner. I'm not good at anything, okay? But, I don't know anybody who likes this little segment here. There's no rushing it. Because when you get on the ladder, the birds get you. And when the birds, maybe a damn, I don't know, does this work? Alright, that works on the birds. Alright, now, I mean, if you just really, really, really want the Beast Hunter safe, and I understand if you do, you know, hey, it's right there. Just go grab it. No big deal. As for me and my house, we serve the Lord, and we serve the shortcuts. All that other shit can wait. Have you ever tried the spear? The rifle spear's fun. I talked about it a little bit earlier. It used to be, they had to nerf it because if you used arcane gems in the rifle spear, when you shot the bullets, you would shoot arcane bullets, and every single pellet counted as arcane damage. And so it would just absolutely fucking wreck you. Which was hilarious. So they nerfed it. Anyway, we got that. This is twin Bloodstone shards. Absolutely worth getting for us. For us. If you're level appropriate, those twin Bloodstone shards, probably not worth getting. Hey chat, the sky and the cosmos are one. What does that mean? It means that literally the world is stacked on top of itself. And, yeah. So now we got that. We're one thing. We just need one more thing. One more thing, chat. We're almost done. We are the weapon collector. The strongest and most powerful. Everything's fine. Everything's fine, chat. I wanted this to happen. This is where I shine, chat. Is in the clutch. Alright. So there you go. You want a quality build? You want to run a quality build? Right, I mean, we're finished. Look at all the weapons we have available to us. Look at it. Beast Cutter, Safe, Cleaver, Boomhammer, Whirligig, Amygdala, Tonitrus. You know, I mean, anything. We've got, you know, like, we've got it. We've absolutely got it, chat. At level 29. At level 29. And we're good. We're good.
Very well.
All right.
Farewell.
Oh, baby. Look at it. 18 and 16, and we can use pretty much anything we want, with the exception of the rifle spear, because it's got blood tinge. So we're going to put that rifle spear in the box, because we're not going to use it. I think. There it is. Alright. There we go. Yeah. Now, let's, at this point, if you wanted to, you could go into a false depth dungeon, and you could farm the good enough gems, chat. Can somebody give me the good enough gems dungeon? It's like XGKX or something like that. Does the arc damage on the Burial Blade and the Blades of Mercy matter on dash attacks? I mean, it's damage. The arcane damage on the Blades of Mercy and the Burial Blade is, like, it's kind of a trap. Like, unless you're gemming for, like, a full arcane Burial Blade or a full arcane Blade of Mercy, like, don't mess with that arcane damage. It just pretend like it's made up, you know, whatever. Thank you, JM. XC284 UGX. Alright. So, this dungeon right here has 2 enemies right at the start, and we can farm them, and we can get some good enough gems. This is, again, the only boss necessary to get these gems is the Blood-Starved Beast. After you've beat Blood-Starved Beast, you can open up that first Chalice dungeon, beat the Undead Giant, beat the Watchers. Once you finish the Watchers, you get this Root Chalice, and now you can open up this dungeon that you just saw me open up. Opening up this dungeon, we're talking Gascoigne, Blood-Starved Beast, Undead Giant, Watchers. 4 bosses. You're talking about 4 bosses. I've killed 4 bosses, and now I have access to this dungeon. This dungeon's going to give me 22% blood gems. These are not the best blood gems. There are way better blood gems. But these are good enough. And if you've never done Bloodborne PvP before, and you're curious and you want to try it, but you're not sure you want to sink 800 hours into farming for that Arc Tinge waifu just yet, you're not sure you're ready for that, then here you go. Just come here and farm these dudes and get you some good enough gems. If I'm not mistaken, these dudes can climb ladders. Yeah, there he is. We're gonna let this dude climb the ladder here. We don't want to... That Visceral's not going to kill him. Uh-oh. Hey, that worked out. Damn it. What? Oh my god. Why did I do that? Because I'm an idiot. I didn't even get a blood gem. It's alright though. We got a million billion souls or blood echoes for killing that guy. So it was still worth. Hey, I wasn't done with you. Don't block with your shield, you passive son of a bitch. This isn't Dark Souls 3. Get up here. Climb the ladder, kid. Make yourself famous. Oh my god. You can never get away from the bullet spamming friend. You should get level 3 Irune first to improve the gem drop chance. Interesting fact about that. In cursed dungeons, your item find is maxed out already. And there's no differentiating between what item you get. It will always come down to luck. Every time. It has nothing, like, the only thing putting on Irunes will do is increase the odds of you getting a chunk to drop when you kill a boss. or a blood rock to drop when you kill a boss. That's it. In cursed dungeons, your item discovery is under the influence of hidden modifier, and it's maxed. So there's no reason to wear eye runes when you're doing this shit. It's pointless. I'm glad you brought that up, because a lot of people say, like, oh, put on eye runes. Completely useless. But this isn't a cursed dungeon? Oh shit, you're right! This isn't a cursed dungeon. But, yeah, it's like, it's fine. They're going to drop items. It doesn't... These dudes have such high drop rates, they're never not going to drop something. The idea that wearing an eye rune makes them more likely to drop item X over item Y makes no sense. Like, these dudes will never not drop you an item. Ow. Why are y'all like this? Who raised y'all? Whoa! These dudes will never not drop... Oh, I thought it didn't drop me an item. I was about to lose my fucking mind. These dudes will never not drop you an item. And then it immediately doesn't drop me an item. I would have lost my mind. Yeah, the thing about eye runes is they affect the likelihood of you getting a drop, but not the likelihood of the thing you want to dropping. Why item discovery and shit like that is important in, like, Dark Souls 3, for example. If you're farming for a heavy gem and you're fighting the Millwood Knights, like, they might not drop you anything, or they might drop you a large Titanite shard, or they might drop you the heavy gem that you want, right? But you need them to drop anything if they're, you know what I'm, like, before they can drop you the thing you want, you need them to drop you anything. Oh, well, honestly, we didn't get any blood gems, but that's okay. We've got more than enough blood echoes to level up forever now. Scroll up to my previous 2 posts for a KR Delver's fixed cursed 22.5% drops. I mean, honestly, like, it's fine. Just know that those enemies are there. If you want to fight those enemies and farm gems that way, you can. Go for it. I have...
Welcome home, good hunter.
I'm not gonna do that. We're gonna actually...
Very well.
We're gonna actually, like, do dungeons. Like, big dungeons. Also, shit, Lapis, thank you for the raid. And welcome, raiders. I'm sorry. I was watching the game, because I'm an idiot. So, yeah, we can go from level 36 to level 47. We can gain 11 levels right here. Let's go up to Yeah, we'll go up to 1100 HP. We'll go up to 22 strength. We'll go up to 22 skill. Chat. Thank you again for the raid, Lapis. I hope you had a good stream today. Chat, go give Lapis a follow. Welcome in, Lapis and Raiders. I'm Saint Riot. We're doing a bit of a Bloodborne guide real quick for Halloween. All right, chat, give me the glyph for the tier 3 clockwise metamorphosis, please. I like how Thumaru is spelled like that, but pronounced Tumaru because those extra letters were necessary. Well, it's like, you know, some Cthulhu shit. Angry sign up. I'm not falling for D's nuts. Haha, got him. Come on, man. Joe Mama. Like, you know what I mean? Like... Draco and Persephone, thank you for the glyph. For Tonitrus and Cost Parasite without Milkweed, which gems and weapons should I go for? Pure Arcane build. On a pure Arcane build, you want Bolt gems for the Tonitrus, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe Nourishings, but I don't know why you wouldn't do just Bolt gems. Unless you're just not getting the buff off for some reason. But I would go pure Bolt. For the Cost Parasite, I think it's flat Arcanes. I've never used it, so I don't know. But I think it's flat Arcanes. It's in the first pre-area, so it's going to be in here. Oh, there's a scorpion in here. Oh. No? Okay. No. I mean, hey, alright. Pre-boss? Is it in the first pre-area, or is it pre-boss? Chat's telling me two different things. Screw it, I guess. We'll just adventure. Ah! Ow! Pre-lamp has Udin Rive. Pre-boss has clockwise. Okay. We'll just adventure around a little bit. I really like the Chalice dungeons. I know this is an unpopular opinion, but like I don't care. The Chalice dungeons rule. It's essentially like infinite PvE. And like it's always kind of the same. But it's different enough that you just, you know what I mean? You could just do it for fucking ever. And then you can say, well, Saint Ryan, don't you know that the Tomb Prospectors have mapped it all out? To which I say, yes, but part of the glory of mapping it all out was how many people it took working together to do it. It's insane. It's beautiful and glorious. Some people say, well, they shouldn't From Software shouldn't spend precious development time working on something like this when they could instead be working on the main game. And like I guess there's some truth to that. I won't argue that point too hard. But I do think that, like, if we're talking about, like, imagine if instead of Ashes of Ariandel, you got a Chalice dungeon, Dark Souls 3 DLC. Like, I would make that trade. Would I give up Ring City? Maybe not. But would I give up Ashes of Ariandel? Probably. Bloodborne's main game doesn't feel like it suffered, though. I agree with that. I like them when playing casually, hate them when making them build. Yep, I definitely feel that. I definitely think that the Chalice dungeons should be reworked in regards to what the rewards are. Like, I don't think you should put like the nuclear the nuclear damage down here. Like, just make it fun stuff. Like, oh hey, we have a different colored sword down here, or like your cape is red now. You know, like, make it some goofy shit. I would still do it, you know? Like, there's two things Souls players will grind, not even grind for, but there's two things that Souls players will, like, go out of their way for. And that's stats and fashion. So, like, reward us with fashion. I would rather you reward me with fashion than reward me with numbers. Alright, before this thing kills me, I'm just going to open this. Ah! There is nothing worse. There is nothing worse than getting what you feel like was probably a parry and the bullet missing. That is so annoying. Oh, I missed bits. Oh shit, Angry Sign Up! Thank you for the fucking 1,000 bits! And thank you for the gift sub to Giraffes. If you don't want my nuts, you can enjoy my bits instead. I don't want your nuts. I will take your bits. Sorry. What are we? We're like 1 million viewers right now. We're like almost 500 viewers right now. And I'm doing this stream in the style of like... hey, here's how you do this. Here's how you do this. So, like, I'm constantly talking. And so I'm really bad about reading chat right now. And I apologize for that. Thank you for notifying me that I missed bits. And Angry Sign Up, thank you so much for the gift sub and the bits. I appreciate the shit out of that. Alright, in case anyone's not clear on what we're doing. Ow. We're getting killed by a spider. It's great. He's got a human head with a Nino haircut. We're here to get the clockwise metamorphosis rune. The clockwise metamorphosis rune tier 3 gives us a bump of 15% HP increase. That's a big deal. There's also a 10% version and a 5% version. All of them stack. When you're making a meta level PvP build, I definitely recommend that you have the 15. I would also have the 10 stacked on top. Maybe you wanna give it up for something else. I think that's fine. But most definitely you want to have that 15. Like, there's just no getting around it. Unless... No, there's just no getting around it. Alright, so there's a hole in the floor right here. I can't break it, unfortunately. There's a million spiders. And then inside here, there's even more 1 million spiders. And a madman. I would rather not lose these blood echoes, but if I do, it's okay. Alright, there we go. Got our clockwise metamorphosis rune. Got our blood echoes. We've got 30 vitality. So slapping this rune on is going to absolutely help us. It's going to give us quite a bit of HP. Now, so if you're familiar with making a build in Dark Souls, you're familiar with the idea of like soft caps on stats, right? So like at 40 in Dark Souls 3, at 40 vigor, you hit like a real big soft cap. You hit one at 27 vigor, and then you hit one at 40. The thing about Bloodborne is the soft cap is a little softer. Not only that, but we're talking about like a steady, solid 15% increase. Saint Riot, however, is an idiot. I am a fool. And I don't have the thing that lets us do this. So that's the next thing we're going to do. In order to wear rings in Bloodborne, we have to find the thing. So, let's do that. I forgot the Grand Cathedral lamp, because whoever needs it, chat. It's so unnecessary. Alright, I'm not gonna do it, but I'm gonna tell you how to do it, just to save yourself the trouble. But basically, go spend your insight before you do this. Like, run and get the area and get the lamp and then get all the shortcuts. And then once you've got all the shortcuts, go back to the dream and spin your insight. Actually, wait. There's more. Actually, you know what? Screw it. I will show you how to do it. I'll do it myself, because it'll make it easier to explain. Alright. So I've got 28 insight, and because I've got 28 insight, I'm going to start seeing madmen. I think is what they're called. Or wild ones, or something like that. Mad ones? Something? I don't know. If you've got 14 insight, I think it is, 14 or 15, those dudes appear. Right there. Whoa! Whoa! I thought you were dead! Please don't kill me. Don't shoot me, bro. Oh, I said don't. You're not my bro. Oh, God. You're not my bro, dude. You and me were bros, but now we're not. Now you're just some dead dude. So, the cursed... We can get triangle gems from those crazy people. I think we can also get... Do you normally get triangles, or do you normally get, Or do you normally get waning? I forget. This rules. Absolute jerks, chat. Ugh. Jesus. Alright, we're gonna get the lamp. And we're gonna go back here. If I'm not mistaken, it's pretty much just like bone marrow ash and bullets. But I think there might be some twin bloodstone shards back here. I could be wrong. Am I wrong? Chat! The sword I'm currently using is the Ludwig's Holy Blade, and it's a straight sword. And you can trick, quote-unquote, trick the weapon and turn it into a great sword. It does more damage when it's a great sword. It's more it does more stagger damage to enemies, so that they get staggered longer, harder, faster. You first. Ow! It also offers you a different damage type. When it's a straight sword, it does like standard damage. And I think it has like the righteous modifier on it, and the righteous, quote unquote, righteous modifier just means it does more damage against like beasts that the church hunts. And then when it's a big sword, it does blunt damage, which is like strike damage, like a giant club might do. So it gives us access to two different damage types, as well as two different types of, like, you know, if there's something we want to hit quick and fast, we can use this. If there's something we want to hit hard and heavy, we can hit it with this. And then my backup weapon is the undisputed champion of Bloodborne, the Saw Cleaver. Absolutely badass. The dogs can drop twin shards, but it's unlikely. Well, there was one twin shard back there. Alright, so insight is you can't see it, but there it is. It says 28. There's an image of an eye underneath my blood echoes, and it says 28. I have 28 insight. And my 28 insight is essentially a peek beyond the veil of sanity, which is awesome. You guys want to talk to my favorite NPC? We'll talk to my favorite NPC. Interacting with the world increases your insight. You can decrease your insight by spending it in the dream at the messenger bath. They sell things with insight. If you would like to gain more insight, you can use Madman's Knowledge, or 1/3 umbilical cord, or Great One's Wisdom. Also, seeing a boss and beating a boss will also give you insight. This is the best NPC. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Yeah, dude, same. That's. I think the kids would say that's a whole ass vibe. Or no, that's a whole ass mood. Ah! What's great about her is if we talk to her earlier in the night, she's like, "Do you hear the graveyard murmurs? Then it's almost time. I can't wait. I just can't wait." I love her. I love her so much. And then if you talk to her after nightfall, she's just like, I love her so much. Come on. Alright, so insight, right? Insight. You get it from seeing a boss, you get it from beating a boss. You only get it from seeing a boss once. After you see the boss, you don't get it anymore, right? It's kind of like one of those, you know, oh shit, I've never seen this thing before, and then you see it, and you're like, oh, I'm a little bit crazier for having seen that now. So, insight affects the way the character sees the world, and the more insight you have, the more dangerous things become. I showed it off earlier, but there's like an enemy type that gains magic spells if you have too much insight. This enemy here doesn't appear unless you have 15 insight. 15 or 14. Look at him just dropping triangles. Love it. One of the birds is friendly. I don't know why, but he's a friendly bird. We love the friendly bird, chat. He's our friend. It's important to spend time with the friendly bird. Here's our shortcut. So anyway, we're gonna abuse this insight mechanic. Ow. We're gonna abuse this insight mechanic, and we're not gonna feel bad about it at all. Basically, what's gonna happen is we're gonna go fight the witches of Hemwick. Ow! And the witches of Hemwick are completely worthless and useless, and they do nothing right, and they're terrible, and they're not a good boss, and you shouldn't feel bad about cheesing them. Especially if you've already beat the game. If you've already beat the game, you know what I mean, and you just want to make this faster, then do this. I watch speedrunners and challenge runners, and I watch them cheese Corrupted Monk in Sekiro, and I cry. I cry. Deep tears of just sad, pathetic weeping. Absolute weeping. That you would cheese a boss so good. So good. Like, you should cherish every moment that you spend with the Corrupted Monk. You know? Now, if you're a speedrunner and you're trying to break a record, or you know, you're a challenge runner and you're just trying to, you know, rush through the bosses or whatever, I get it. I totally get it. If you're just some dude who's trying to play and enjoy the video game, don't cheese the boss. Don't cheese the boss. Having said that, you have my express written permission to cheese the shit out of the Witch of Hemwick. No one has ever cared, will ever care. It's literally Pinwheel. It's literally the Fool's Idol. It's It's the same. It's the Crystal Sage. It's the same goddamn boss you fought 50 times already. You're not missing out on anything. I've never seen a legit speedrun through DS3 or Bloodborne without cheesing or glitches. I mean, they have... Well, cheesing is different. Because, like, they have, like, glitchless speedruns. It's its own category. It's its own category. But cheese is, you know, like, there's a difference between a cheese and a glitch. Most speedruns, you know, like, if you're trying to beat the game in a certain amount of time, you're going to use some cheese. But not necessarily glitches. There's a million billion items over here. What are you doing, Bear? My dog, chat. My dog is here. What are you doing, Bear? What are you doing? You a good boy? Is Bear a good boy? Do you hear me in here fighting dogs? And you're like, uh-oh, Poppy's mad at dogs. I'm not mad at you. I'm not mad at you. You're a good boy. Are you a good boy, Bear? Yes, you are. Yes, you are a good boy. You're a good boy. You don't have to cry. You don't have to cry. It's my dog, chat. That's Bear. He's a good boy. He is absolutely a good boy. If I was streaming and if I was streaming from my PC, we could look at Bear. I would turn the camera on and we could see Bear. And you guys could all say what a good boy he is. But because I'm streaming directly from the PS4, so that Comcast doesn't throttle my internet, we don't get to look at the dog. It's sad. Alright. So here's how we're gonna abuse this insight mechanic, right? We're gonna start the boss fight, and when we start the boss fight, we're gonna get insight. But we only get insight once from seeing a boss. We'll get insight again after we beat the boss. But we want to come into this boss fight with zero... we want to come into this boss fight with zero insight. If we come into this boss fight with zero insight, this boss cannot summon its stupid little friends on us. So we run into the boss fight and we see the boss and we get insight for that. And now we just go and we spin the insight. And when we go back into the boss fight, we won't have any insight and the boss can't summon her friends. And if the boss can't summon her friends, she's a pushover. She's a pushover anyway, but this is just funny because screw you, I'm tired of fighting the Fool's Idol from Software. I've fought this boss when it was the Fool's Idol. I fought this boss when it was Pinwheel. Is there a Dark Souls 2 version of this boss? Chat. What's the Dark Souls 2 version of this boss? Let's buy some armor. That'll be fun. And then let's buy some buffs, chat. We'll buy 10 and we'll buy 7. And now we have 0 insight. 0 freaking insight, chat. No insight. Absolutely blind, meandering no intuition, no gut feelings, no hunches, no nothing. Just ignorant as shit. Royal Rat Vanguard? Yeah, kinda. Prowling Magus in the congregation? Maybe a little. Mirror Knight? No, Mirror Knight's good. Unwoke. We are slep. Yeah. Yeah, maybe Dark Souls... Where's Vic Wraith? Vic Wraith knows more about Dark Souls 2 than any human being has any right to. Mirror Knight's not similar. Mirror Knight is like... you know, old monk, kinda. Old monk with a friend. Like this is Fool's Idol. This is Pinwheel. This is Crystal Sage. But I can't think of a boss that does it in Dark Souls 2. That's not to say that there's not one, because Dark Souls 2 has, you know, 15 more bosses than it needs to have. So it's possible that I've just forgotten. It's the Royal Rat Vanguard is similar, but the Royal Rat Vanguard, yeah, it's similar. Alright, so we have no insight, and this dumb boss can do nothing about it. And it rules. Oh! No, don't scoop out my brains! Or I guess she's after my eyes, not my brains. Would you stop turning around? Hey! It's enough of that. I like how she got smart suddenly, and now she's all like, I know, I'll just turn around. Ah! God damn it. We'll run in here and we'll grab the Rune Workshop tool from this long dead ass hunter. This Rune Workshop tool allows us to imprint the words of the old ones onto our brains. So it makes sense why the witches would have been interested in that, being able to imprint shit inside of people's heads, and also at the same time trying to harvest our eyeballs. I mean, our brain's right there behind our eyeballs. Might as well put a word on our head while you're at it. The witches, I guess, are working in tandem with Mensis because they're there. They're at Yarhagul, so. So our HP is going to go from 1100 to 1265. And because this is just a flat 15% increase, and because we can take another Carol rune, another copy of Clockwise Metamorphosis, we can stack them, right? We can have the 15% and we can have the 10%, and that's 25% extra HP. Because it's just a flat 25% extra HP, you can always level up always level up your vitality. It's always worth it as long as you've got those runes, because while you've hit a soft cap, the 2 Carol runes increasing that soft cap by 25%, increasing the gains by 25%, like that's, you know, that's always worth. So, like in Bloodborne, a lot of times you'll hear people talk about a Vit Gouge build, and a Vit Gouge build is basically just like, you know, run 80 or 90 or 99 vitality and you know, 20 strength and 20 skill, and it just become impossible to kill because you've got, you know, 3,400 HP or whatever. How does your character use it? I mean, so there was a guy named Carol, and Carol learned how to transcribe the words of the old ones into symbols, which is how human beings perceive the words of great ones. And if we look at the item itself, it's like a doctor's bag with a branding iron, and the branding iron is the hunter's rune, the hunter symbol. So I mean, it says that it allows us to etch them into our mind. I don't think we're like branding them into our brain, but I mean, who the hell knows? This game's wild. maybe just looking at it and concentrating on it allows us to etch it on there, but you know, who knows? All right, I'm going to take a quick break away from, because I just want to fight a boss. I hope you can forgive me for wanting to fight a boss, chat, but I want to fight a boss. I love this boss very much. Everyone talks shit about this boss, and it hurts my feelings. I think this, you know what I mean? This boss is a good friend of mine, and I hate that people want to be so mean to him. You need a tool to etch through. Might be more physical than you think. Yeah, I mean, yeah, potentially could be a pretty gruesome little thing. Also, chat, we get to meet a friend. You guys want to see my friend? He's a big skinny guy. And if you kill him, he gives you like 100 blood vials. But don't kill him because he's nice. Where's he at? I hear him. There he is. This guy is the founder of the Sweetie religion. The be nice to me religion all started with this guy. And you should just be nice to him. He's our friend. And you can kill him and get like 1,000,000 billion blood vials, but like you shouldn't need to. Also, he doesn't respawn. So if you kill him, he's gone forever. And you don't want that to happen. Because look at him. Look how nice he is. He's a nice guy. So, be nice to him. Plus, I mean, look, there's some blood vials right there. Kill him and I'll subscribe. No. Never. Does he respawn? No. He doesn't. You can only kill him once. And even that's one time too many. He looks pretty sus to me. I'm glad you mentioned that. We're about to play Among Us, chat. Not really. We're gonna play Among Us Bloodborne Edition. I did kill him. The first time, I mean, man bam, the first time I saw him, I was like, oh god, a monster! And I killed it. But, you know, this game's been out for 5 years, and I've played it a million times, so... Alright, chat. This boss rules. If you're making an Arcane build, you should get down here and kill this dude immediately. Because he's going to drop you a fire gem, and fire gems are for Arcane builds. I love this guy. He's so great. Look at him. So, he's got these big head attacks, and he can follow them up, but they're all super, super slow. Now, if you want to, you can just bump him on the head, and that's how a lot of people fight him, but I don't like bumping him on the head. I like hitting him in the arms. So you hit him in the arms, back up, because he's going to blow up, then come back here and pick a different limb, and then hit that limb. Now, if you hit the same limb, you'll do more damage to it. Ow. But we don't want to do that. We want to hit a different limb. Alright, and now that we've broke all the limbs, everything takes, like, all the damage. And there's not much he can do. So he's gonna regenerate all of his limb health by using that attack right there. And now, we just rinse and repeat. When he does this attack, this is free damage right here, baby. Ah! So he drops us the Central Thumeru Chalice, so now we can go do some more difficult Chalice dungeons. And he also gives us a Fireblood Gemstone 3. So if you were running an Arcane build, you would have access now to fire attack up 9.5%. So you slap this into your saw cleaver, and you can slap this one into your saw cleaver, and boom, there you go. You got an Arcane saw cleaver. I just like that boss. He's fun. What's the lore behind him being on fire? I mean, he's just a big fiery doggo, right? The Thumerans had, like, they have, like, pyromancers in their, like, we meet pyromancers in the dungeon. There's the ones that wear the bone ash set, and then there's also the different ones that have, like, horns growing out of them and stuff. So they had some sort of, like, understanding of, like, fire magic, I guess. I don't know. Oh, we can upgrade our weapons now, by the way. I should have done that earlier. Alright, that's my other dog. making a weird noise. So now we need Bloodstone chunks. And a quick way to get Bloodstone chunks is to go to Cainhurst. And in order to go to Cainhurst, we have to go into the Forbidden Woods. So, let's do that. I don't know, she's barking, but it's not like a for real bark. It's like a half growl, half bark. It's just nonsense. Let me think. What's the quickest way? Probably this way. Alright, so we want to get to Cainhurst. In order to get to Cainhurst, we have to go through the Forbidden Woods first. Forbidden Woods has a little loop around back into the Iosefka's clinic. You can use the werewolf and like stand right next to the gate, and when the werewolf does his grab attack, he'll grab you and bite you, and you kind of like glitch through the gate. But it takes so long to get it right that like there's just no point to do it. I considered doing it. I was doing a run and I had to get the Chikage as soon as possible. Like the whole point of the run was to beat the game with the Chikage. So I had to get the Chikage like ASAP. And so I did that stupid glitch, and it took me like an hour or two to get the glitch to work right. Then, after I get the glitch to work right, it turns out it would have been faster to just go into one of the false depth dungeons and get the Chikage. It was like I did it for no reason. Oh yeah, and if you do that, it messes up Eileen's quest. Like, it just deletes Eileen from your game. Like, she's just gone. Now, I don't remember what's up here. I don't remember if this item is worth getting or not. I know this dude's a jerk, though. What'd I tell you, chat? What did I tell you? How you like that? Huh? Also, you know what I just noticed? Those executioner dudes have the same death animation as Gearman. That thing where he like spreads his arms wide and he's like, "Oh, the night was long." The pistol in Bloodborne is not for damage. There's one build that does a million damage with a pistol, and it's a blood tinge build. Every other build, the pistol is used to parry. You have to shoot someone right as they're attacking, and if you do it at the right time, you'll parry them. And then you can do a riposte. Different guns do have different properties. So, like, I'm using the pistol, which I think is easier to parry with. You can also use a shotgun called the blunderbuss, and the blunderbuss is harder to parry with, in my opinion, but it does stagger enemies. But the stagger is kind of like... it doesn't kill them, so who cares? You know what I mean? It is certainly useful against certain bosses and enemies, because you can just like beat the hell out of them with your weapon and then just stagger them with your shotgun and use that time that they're staggered to regain your stamina and then hit them. So it definitely has a use. It's just a personal preference thing, I think. But you can also, you can also get like a straight up cannon, and the cannon does damage. The cannon is not just for stagger. The cannon is not just for show. The cannon will absolutely do damage. But the cannon takes like, you know, a bunch of bullets to shoot, whereas the pistol only takes one. Now, if you look at my HUD up there, you'll see I've got 20 blood vials and 20 bullets. You can always give yourself more bullets by pressing up. You get 5 more bullets, but it costs you some health. So you have to, like, you know, is it worth giving up your health for a few more bullets? I keep accidentally doing gestures. Alright, we're gonna talk to... Well, first we're gonna do this. Alright. And then we're gonna talk to this guy.
The hours of the night are many, and the beasts more than I can count. A veritable hut unending. Not even death offers solace, and the blood imbibes you. A most frightful fate. Oh my. But I'm willing to do you a kindness. Step lightly round to the right of the great cathedral and seek an ancient, shrouded church. The gift of the Godhead will grant you strength. Yes, I'm unquestionably certain.
So he gives us a tonsil stone, and he's like, yeah, step out of the church and go around the way, and you'll get something amazing. And the tonsil stone that he gave us very much looks like an amygdala head. It's a latticed, deformed rock, or perhaps a meteorite. It appears useless, but possesses some odd gravitational force that prevents its riddance, so we can't even get rid of it, even if we wanted to. A dubious soul once said, step lightly round to the right of the great cathedral, and seek an ancient, shrouded church. The gift of the Godhead will grant you strength. That's going to allow us to interact with an amygdala, and then rather than just drive us crazy or crush us, it will allow us to go someplace new. Oh! This area right here is a good place to rush if you're making an arcane build. If I'm not mistaken, there's a nourishing gem over here. That would be good for like a tinnitrus maybe early on. We get some twin bloodstone shards. There's a bunch of little gross maggot enemies here, and they suck. And we're going to be poisoned constantly, and constantly getting bit at by these dumbass maggot enemies. Ooh, an arcane triangle gem. Even better. I thought it was a nourishing. Yeah. If you got an arcane build and you need a triangle gem early on, there you go. I could have sworn there was a nourishing gem here, though. Because there is. Even when I'm wrong, I'm right. Amir, I didn't see any raids come through, but Twitch sent out a thing that was talking about how, like, raids are, like, undergoing maintenance at the moment because sometimes they're not popping up. How do I skip buying the used napkin again? Alright, go kill the blood-starved beast in Old Yarnum, and then go back to the Cathedral Ward lamp, and it will have opened a door on the right. Go through that door, and go up the first elevator, and circle around that building, and drop down, and then just keep dropping down. So, we've circled back around to Iosefka's clinic. We also get our first glimpse at a very clear alien. We fought one earlier. What? We fought one earlier, but he had a hood on. This one, look at him. No shame. No shame in his game, chat. Loud and proud. As it should be. But where do the aliens come from? They come from Iosefka's clinic. Because she's been replaced, chat. She's an imposter, chat. So, we come back to where we were originally. Originally, we were here, and we were getting a blood transfusion from some weird old guy. And when we come back here, laying on the gurney where we were originally is a Cainhurst summons. And this right here is what has become of the real Iosefka. If we kill her, she will drop us one more blood vial. So now we've got one of Iosefka's and one of Ariana's. And now we can go to Cainhurst. I've been watching Iosefka for a few rounds now. I've never seen the taskbar move when she's doing tasks. Good eye. Good eye. Because that ain't her. That's an imposter. Alright, so we want to go to Cainhurst. We go to the witch's abode. And once we're here, we're going to make sure that we clear out the enemies. This has never happened to me, but I've heard people talk about the enemies can attack your horse carriage, and the horses, like, leave. and I don't, like, we're just not going to risk that. I don't know if it's true or not. I don't care. Going to Cainhurst is too important to find out. I mean, I guess if you wanted to, you could set up a save state and test it. So now that, oh, by the way, we'll check this out. The Cainhurst summons says, a summons inviting you to Cainhurst. An old bloodstained summons inviting an honored guest to the forsaken castle Cainhurst. Rather bafflingly, it is addressed to you. Bafflingly? Do not hesitate. The stagecoach leaves from Hemwick Crossing. So this is Hemwick, and that would be Hemwick Crossing right there. So it's theorized that I just got my ass kicked, and that theory has been proven accurate. It's theorized that the Cainhurst summons is something that is on our character when the game starts, but we just foolishly leave it on the table after our blood transfusion, which is a pretty cool take on it. So we want to kill these stupid dogs because I don't trust them around the horses. Jesus. All right. There we go. Why would they invite you, though? Every character starting class, quote unquote, in this game, every one of them seems to imply that you're from the fishing hamlet. Obviously, what the church did to the hamlet is incredibly fucked up, and then the church followed suit and also did the same thing to Cainhurst. So the idea that you are, like, the idea that your character would be like an honored guest is, you know, that makes sense. You're a VIP. Noble Scion implies you're from Cainhurst. Well, there you go. I think... So, originally, we know from cut content that originally your character was supposed to be sick. You were supposed to have some sort of illness, and that's why you're looking for this pale blood, is you feel like the pale blood is like the cure to your illness. They seem to have removed all of that. And all they left us with is a much more From Software, like, why does anybody do anything? Shrug. But the idea that all of our characters' origins are people who survived, or are descendants of people who survived a murder spree from the church gives us a sort of motive for wanting to bring the church down. Also, Night Sunny, thank you for the 500 bits. Ride the horses instead of the carriage so they take you to the Bloodborne Remastered. Oh shit, let's go. Thank you for the bits, I appreciate it. Alright, so let's go. Classes, Bloodborne. Milk toast. Ordinary, happy upbringing, all attributes average. Lone survivor of a lost hamlet. High life essence and vigor. Troubled childhood. Suffered misfortune in youth. Highly resilient as a result. Violent past. Terribly violent past. Rash but stronger for it. Professional. Born specialist for sleuthing or academia. That one I guess is a little weird. Military veteran. Experienced in war. A soldier with strength and skill. Noble scion. Scion to a respectable line with faith in your pedigree. Cruel fate. Faced terrible hardships, but now confident in your purpose. Waste of skin. You are nothing. Talentless. You shouldn't have been born. I remember them being a little more... Maybe I overstated that a little bit, but... Like... I feel like every one of those, except for like Milk Toast, Noble Scion, and Professional, I feel like every one of those could point to the character having been, especially Lone Survivor, but like the idea that all of these, or most of these classes or origins are like, yeah, you survived the terrible thing. The terrible thing happened to you. It was terrible. I think I can't stop doing gestures, and I'm correct about it. No, I think there is a blood gem down here. I know there's a blood gem down here. I think it's useful, but I might be wrong. Oh my god. So these enemies here are called Hateful Maggot, and very obviously these are the same type of enemy that has taken control of the headless bloodletting beast. Also, a very clear idea of Vermin. And Volter of the League tells us, yeah, that is pretty useful. Tempering 3. So that's not bad. Yeah, it's not bad at all. Volter tells us that these parasites, these vermin, live inside of beasts. And the game tries to make it seem like Volter might just be crazy. But like if you fight the headless bloodletting beast, you know that Volter's not crazy. The game tells you that you don't see them until you take the Oath of the League. Until you learn the word of, you know, whatever their word is. All of the covenants in this game are, you know, like the word of some old one, some great one. In the case of the executioners, that word is radiance, and in the Vilebloods, it's corruption, or whatever. I think it's corruption. Anywho, the game tells you that you don't see the vermin in the beasts until after you take the Oath of the League, which is true. After you take that oath, whenever you help someone kill a boss, the boss will drop a vermin. And so the game is kind of implying that these Confederates, the League, it's kind of implying that they might be crazy, and that the vermin only exist inside their head. And then ironically, if you make it to the the bloodletting beast, you can clearly see that the vermin are real and that they exist inside the heads of the beast. Yeah, these blood liquor enemies, pain in the ass, man. Try that again. All right. If we leave the little cleaning dudes alone, I think most of them will leave us alone. At a certain point, that changes. But I think most of them are chill. But this is where we start getting bloodstone chunks. And that's good news. Also, like, total new Londo vibes with the, we're ghosts. They did a terrible thing to us, and now we're ghosts. Alright, so here we get our first chunk. As God is my witness, she is broken in half. Also, the gargoyles here can drop chunks for us as well. So, like, there's really no reason to farm anything in this game, because, like, if you're making a build for, like, for PvP, you're gonna be kind of, like, farming anyway. Like, you're gonna be, oh god. You're gonna be farming bosses for gems, right? And as you're farming bosses for gems, they're going to be dropping you bloodstone chunks. At a certain point in the game, you can buy bloodstone chunks with insight, but it costs like 20 insight to buy a chunk, and then it costs like 40 to buy a slab or a blood rock. So, like, it's just, I just cannot justify buying bloodstone chunks when you're getting, like, you're fighting bosses, and the bosses are dropping, like, you know, 2 or 3 bloodstone chunks at a time, you know? But these dudes can drop you chunks. They're guarding chunks. There's Titanite bugs here that give chunks. This is, this is where you come and you get your, you know, your one weapon up to, like, +9. You can worry about getting the rest of them. You can worry about getting the rest of your weapons up to that level later. $60 for a blood rock? Yeah. Yeah. Like, I can justify that all day long, you know? But I just can't justify spending that much for a chunk. It just doesn't make sense to me. Got our dope-ass executioner's garb, chat. This is one of those elevators you can just send down and go about your business, but since we're kind of doing like a guide, I'm just pointing out all the items and stuff. That frenzied cold blood, not necessarily useful, but it's there, you know. This next bit is incredibly frustrating. You have these ghosts, and the ghosts are just kind of meandering around, and they'll attack you or whatever. But they're not that big of a deal. Then you have this dude who's like shooting like a blow dart at you, and if he hits you with the blow dart, it freaks all the ghosts out, and all of the ghosts go crazy and start screeching like banshees, and it is super annoying. So the quickest way to do this is to do it like it's one of those John Wick training videos where you see Keanu Reeves like running through like a million things, and like, all right, we're gonna do that. Except the end result is we're gonna shoot that dude holding the candelabra at the very end. And if we shoot him, he's like a dog. The shot just immediately knocks him. God damn it! Ugh! Just shoot his ass. It knocks him down, and you're good. All right, once he's dead, and once this debuff wears off on us, they'll stop screaming, and it's far less annoying. Although, still not entirely pleasant. So Cainhurst is where we get our Evelyn. If we're rocking a blood tinge build and you want the stylish gun, it's also where we get some nice fashion. There's a little bit of a skip that you can do right here. We're gonna use this staircase as a ramp, and then we're just gonna Dukes of Hazzard that shit and jump over that pillar right there. And we land on top of the bookshelf, and then we can just skip all of this. But we're not actually gonna skip all of it because we want to pick up the items. But just, you know, if you're trying to skip some shit and you don't care about, you know, exploring and finding the items, then there you go. You can use that. Piercing rifle greater than Evelyn. For style points, absolutely. The piercing rifle is awesome. Some chunks. And that's why we're not skipping anything. There's bloodstone chunks up here, and we need those. But again, remember, these dudes are like dogs. In that, for whatever reason, blood tinge damage knocks them over. So, like, you can just shoot them. Makes them much easier to deal with. Any enemy you can just shoot and knock over, and then just stand there and regain some of your stamina. That's good. That's a good thing. Whoa! Whoa! What the hell? I hate these dudes so much. The blow dart dudes. Just the worst. Just the worst. How does a blow dart do that much damage, my dude? I think that's everything from this floor, I think. And gargoyle dudes, again, it's always worth killing gargoyle dudes because they can drop chunks. Or, chat, they might do the other thing they're known to do, which is Mikiri counter, apparently. Because, of course. Because, of course, they Mikiri counter, chat. Why wouldn't it? Unbelievable. Yeah, just scrub dojo'd. Absolutely scrub dojo'd. There is nothing in this room that is of interest to me at all. God bless it. Ugh. But I'm coming in here, chat. I'm coming in here in case somebody just needs to know where to find the night garb. Oh. So that dude, again, he's trying to hit us with that blow dart. The headless lady. Oh, the backstab lady! What is happening? The headless lady grabs us with her "they took my baby" grab. Like, if someone ran up to you in real life and was like, "they took my baby," you would also be paralyzed in real life, just standing there like, "Okay, what can I do? I'm sorry, ma'am. How can I help?" And then apparently if you turn your back, you get backstabbed. I'm learning all kinds of new shit. The gargoyles have Mikiri counters. The ghosts have a backstab. Alright, I mean, at least we get to try this again, I guess. John Wick shit. Huh, 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 huh. Oh. I mean, we got hit. It wasn't perfect, but... How you like that? Mikiri counter that. Alright. Alright. Now that I'm at the top of my game, chat. Now that I'm at the top of my game, nothing can stop us. Be quiet. Stop it. And that's fine. That's fine. Alright. Okay. Alright, is there a headless lady? There is. There's one headless lady, and then there's also the guy. Alright, let's go this way then, chat. Let's walk around. Headless lady? Alright. Regular lady. Knight's garb. Fashionable. Alright. And then we shoot this dude. Oh no! And we got our blood echoes back. And now we got the Executioner's Gloves, in case you wanted to make an Arcane build. Executioner's Gloves are awesome. If you've played Dark Souls, the Executioner's Gloves are a bit like Affinity or Pursuers. And if I'm not mistaken, I think this is a Bloodstone chunk, or maybe it's just Blood Echoes. Cold Blood? Yeah, it's Cold Blood. Alright, and now we're back in here, and this is where you would open the shortcut, you know, regularly, but we've already done it. We're going to go past the second floor, we're going to go to the third floor, and there's one more or two more chunks to pick up. This is a Blood Tinge gem. This is a good gem if you're running a Blood Tinge build, and you don't have any gems early on in the game. That's a good gem to get, and you can put in, like, your Chikage or something like that. If I'm not mistaken, I know this dude has chunks, but I think there's... I thought there was more chunks up here. Bloodborne was the first Souls game that put in that if you wiggle your controller around, you do a gesture if you're holding down the X button. And, like, I'm all the time mashing X to, like, get through reading prompts and stuff, you know? It's like, you picked this up, and you, like, mash X, like, okay, I picked it up. But I have, like, one of those... I've got, like, that thing where my leg is, like, constantly shaking, you know? And my hand is constantly resting on my leg. So, like, I'm constantly running around doing gestures like a crazy person in this game. I read somebody wrote, "Ugh, DS2 fanboys suck," and I was like... I was gonna say something to admonish them and be like, hey now, hey. And then I saw it was you, Vic. The biggest Dark Souls 2 fanboy of them all. It's the classic From Software, make you take fall damage before you fight the boss. We love it. No big deal. Love to take fall damage that I have to take. I did a, you guys are talking about adaptability in chat. I did a Dark Souls 2 playthrough with base adaptability, and once you get used to it, it's really not bad. It's fine. Although, like, you know, if you're just trying to play Dark Souls 2 and enjoy it, you might as well level up adaptability. But, like, as a little challenge run, and as a way to learn about the game, I did a base adaptability, base agility run, and I actually enjoyed it. It takes a minute to get used to it. That's for sure. Because you have to roll, like, perfectly. You have to roll, like, every attack perfect. But Dark Souls 2 doesn't really encourage you to roll a lot, like Dark Souls 3 does. So, you know, you should probably be getting... You should probably be okay at it anyway. Grim, I think there's a Dark Souls 2 mod that I really want to play. It's called Tales of Drang Lake, and I was considering playing it, but Demon Souls in the PlayStation 5 and Bloodborne Halloween, like, that's a must. Sekiro update at the end of the month, that's a must. Demon Souls comes out November 12th. That's a must. Like, they've made my schedule for me. We had, like, you know, 2 years where I was, like, sitting here like, please, can we get a new game? Can we please get a new game now? And, now everything happens at the same time. Alright, so, Marty Logarius. You might remember him from your Rick and Marty cartoon. The fight starts, and he's, you know, he's an old man suffering from exposure and hypothermia. He's using the Drake sword from Dark Souls 1. The man is not in good position, okay? What we're going to do is, we're going to dash forward and we're going to hit him. But we're not going to get greedy, because if we get greedy, he'll blow a ghost up in our face. Like that. So, since we're not going to get greedy, we can use the big sword. That attack right there is a pain in the ass. That one, not so bad. That's the you got greedy attack. Now, we want to parry him or backstab him before phase 2 starts. So, we try and bait out one of his scythe attacks. Alright, that interrupts his phase 2 thing. If I'm not mistaken, that's what allows us to parry him in phase 2. Now, the most annoying thing this dude does in phase 2 is he puts his Drake sword in the ground, or his Soul Brant, or whichever the hell one it is. He puts it in the ground, and it spawns like a million billion swords. And when that happens, you want to hit the stupid sword, and it'll go away. So you can just shoot it. You can just shoot it. Ha 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 ha! Just kidding, bro. You can't just shoot it. It turns out you can. All right. Ow. I'm an idiot. The trick there is he's making you break your lock-on. Ow, that was dumb. Please! Oh my god! The trick there is he's making you break your lock-on from him so that it's harder to parry him. Like, that's the gimmick. Oh no! Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I'm out of bullets. We'll press up, make some bullets, heal, shoot his stupid gun. He spams it. Try and finish him off. Dumb old man. Dumb old man. He drops the Crown of Illusions. And if you can believe it, chat, if you can believe it, it turns out that if you put on the Crown of Illusions, you can see through illusions. You can see through one specific illusion. That's true. That's true. It would be cool if the Crown of Illusions allowed you to see through all illusory walls. That would be badass. Alright, so now that we've seen through the illusion, we can go into Cainhurst proper. And again, this is necessary stuff for PvP.
I claim no subjects, but here lieth our throne. Kneel afore us, or get thee gone.
So there are three covenants in Bloodborne that do PvP stuff. There's the Hunter of Hunters, the Vilebloods, and the Executioners. We come here, we talk to her, and she's going to give us the Vileblood oath.
I am Annalise, ruler of the Vilebloods, and sworn enemy of the Church. Yet our people are murdered, and we are prisoner to this wretched mask. What is it thou art in search of?
So we swear an oath to the Vilebloods.
An odd hunter thou art indeed. We've tired of these piteous nights. Share in our plight, and take oath against the Church. If thou wouldst this path walk, I prithee, partake of my rotted blood. Very well, drink deep of our blood. Feel the spreading corruption burn.
Look at that phantom range, chat. That's how you know you're about to do PvP.
Now, thou art too a vile blood. We two, the very last on this earth.
Alright, so
We await thy return.
for the Halloween run, I am going to be using the Executioner rune. What's up, Bear? What's up, buddy? For the Halloween run, I'm going to be using the Executioner rune. Are you a crybaby? Are you an absolute crybaby? Lost! Thank you for the host! Welcome! Lost My Sanity viewers. Chat! I'm sure most of you know who Lost is. Go give Lost a follow. He streams a lot on YouTube, but he streams his fun games on Twitch. Don't tell his YouTube viewers that. Don't let them know. He streams all of his fun games over here. What are you doing? What are you doing, chunky boy? What are you doing? You coming here to cry? Oh, it's 10 o'clock, Poppy. It's 10 o'clock, Poppy. It's time to stop playing the video. Is it time to stop playing the video, Bear? Yeah. It's time to stop playing the video, chat. Alright, anyway. I'm going to be wearing the Executioner rune on Halloween. You should be wearing the Vileblood rune. And I'm going to ring my Please Come Help Me bell. And you can ring your I'm Coming to Help You bell. And when your Coming to Help You bell meets my I Need Help bell, instead of you showing up as my friend, you will instead show up as my sworn enemy. And we will do battle with each other. So on top of me being invaded by invaders, I'm also constantly being invaded by people who are just wearing the opposite covenant of me. So if you're wearing the Hunter of Hunter rune, or if you're wearing the Vileblood rune, then when I summon you as my friend, you'll actually be my enemy. And then the whole thing just turns into a giant, massive blood orgy, free-for-all, Bloodborne PvP nightmare fest. And it rules and is a lot of fun. So, you absolutely need to come talk to her and swear that Vileblood oath. Come over here and pick up this summons. And take it and give it to Alfred. And when you give it to Alfred, Alfred will come here and he'll be all like, hey, I have something that I would like to tell you, Queen Lady. And they have a very nice discussion. They have a very nice little conversation with one another. It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. The Bloodborne Sinister Run will be October 30th and October 31st and November 1st if we need it. If we need one more day, we'll have the Day of the Dead. Want to use the wheel and the Holy Moonlight Sword? You want to make a strength arcane build. You can do, you know, like, you can do like 40 strength and like 30 arcane, or you could try and get to like 40-40, you know, whichever one. You could do minimum requirements for the wheel and put the rest in arcane and get like 50 arcane on the wheel. But strength arcane builds are a lot of fun. They're a lot of fun.
Oh, now let's think up something to discuss. Just tell me what piques your interest. Aha! Is that the sigil of Cainhurst? I've heard tell of Cainhurst nobles and their amusingly pompous invitations. Wonderful. I thank you profusely. I will depart immediately, but first, a token of my gratitude. Ah, I feel my master's hand at work. Praise the good blood, and let us cleanse these tarnished streets.
Alright, so, he gave us the Wheel Hunter badge, which is going to allow us to buy the Executioner's Wheel. And I think it allows us to buy the gold RDO. I'm 99% sure, unless we have to finish his quest first. But we have to finish his quest anyway. We have to finish his quest anyway, because we want that executioner's that executioner's rune. So we give him the unopened summon from Cainhurst. We go back to the dream. From the dream, we go back to the Vileblood Queen's throne room, at least until they make a Bloodborne remaster that allows us to warp between lamp to lamp, as they should have done in the first place. But that's okay. This is still the best one. This one's still the best one. It has some problems. Okay? Also, this allows us to buy Numbing Mist. Yes. Yeet.
Master, look. I've done it. I've done it. Smashed and pounded molded and grounded this rotten siren into fleshy pink pulp. There, you filthy monstrosity. What good's your immortality now? Try stirring up trouble in this sorry state. All mangled and twisted, with every inside on the outside for all the world to see.
All right. So, Alfred has mushed her into a pulp. There's her head, just chilling, hanging out. We got some queenly flesh. Queenly flesh, in case you need to bring your waifu back to life. You can do so.
Oh, you, is it? Look at this. Thanks to you, I've done it. Well, isn't it wonderful? Now Master can be canonized as a true martyr. I've done it. I have.
Alright, so now that we've done that, we're almost finished. That's the best hat in the game, Calcium Strength. And I will not tolerate anybody talking bad about that cone hat. Alright, Alfred has done his job, and he has mangled the queen into a mass of pulpy mush. So, we are going to go back to the Cathedral Ward, and we're going to go back to where we first met Alfred. And remember, I told you, I said this is where lore and PvP combine. This is where lore meets player versus player. And you didn't believe me, chat. You didn't believe me. You were all like, oh no, there's no way. There's no way. They're two separate things. And I was all like, pay attention. You have to pay attention to me and the words that I'm saying. And now you know that I'm telling the truth. Because we have to go back to where we first met Alfred. And we will learn the word of the executioners. Bear, buddy, I hear ya. Real men wear wigs. I mean, you can wear a wig. There's a wig in the game. Did I pick it up? I did. Oh, God! Don't talk to me. We come here. Here's Alfred. And boom! We've got the Radiance Rune. And we're done. Now you can do either one. You can be Vileblood or Executioner. And now there's more PvP for you. I have to call it a night, however, chat. I appreciate y'all hanging out with me. Thank you very much. I'll be back. We'll finish this run tomorrow, I think. Everybody have an awesome night.